Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You're the blackest one in this room,
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on America's soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in on this fine Monday. Fantastic Monday. We're back here to watch American Anchor Baby. We had a nice day today on the network. But real quick, folks. Real quick. It's 4 p.m. Pacific time, about that time. Okay, it's around 4 p.m. Pacific time. Do you know where your pets are?
What did you do? Why'd you kill the cat? Smile for me. Smile with your teeth. Go like this. Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it? Did you guys see all this?
No, we pulled up and she was just laying there with it.
Did you see her eating it?
Eating it.
She was eating it?
Yeah, she was.
You call the Humane Society, see if they'll come pick this cat up. It's deceased.
What the? Where are your pets? Have you checked on them? Yes, we're watching American Anchor Baby. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. More on that in a moment. Woman arrested in Ohio for eating a neighbor's pet cat. You may have heard of this story, and maybe you probably attributed it to a Haitian migrant crime, didn't you? You bunch of racists. Yeah, but I love my racists. I love my racist audience. I'm a racist. That's a joke. I'm a joke. Who even knows what I said? I could have said I'm not a racist. It sounded like I was saying I'm not a racist. I'm doing Trump, okay? I don't know. That just came out of nowhere. I was thinking about when he said, I'm a Christian. I love my racist audience. I'm not a racist. That's a joke. More on that in a moment. Thank you for tuning in. I am the American Anchor Baby, and it is a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to be back with you on this fine Monday. If you'd like to call into the show and speak to the Anchor Baby, 888-775-3773. I'm in the chair, so you got to call the studio phone, 888-775-3773. I'm back with you today after a fine weekend, really. So much support for the Friday's flight, and we had a nice one. We truly did. We had a nice flight, one of those classic, can we call it a classic Nick Stream flight? It was great. We were hitting on all cylinders while piloting a plane, no less. And we took it all the way home. Don't review the footage from when we landed. You don't have to worry about that. The point is you had fun. It's not the ending and the destination. It's the journey there. So thank you, everybody who joined us over the weekend on Friday. Specifically, that's when we do those. We take off on Fridays. Amazing. So thank you for the support. Everybody who was there. I am streaming on rumble.com/American Anchor Baby, dlive.tv/Gorgonzola. What's up, DLive people? And, of course, on YouTube. But don't forget, punchy.tv. punchie.tv is where I am streaming as well. You can always keep that in your back pocket as we continue to develop. Punchy.tv, okay? Right on. So appreciate everybody. So they're eating pets. They're saying they're eating the pets now. They're hurting the poor little animals. The innocent, defenseless animals. Surely immigration will be dealt with now. Right? Surely it'll now that they're coming after the animals. The doggies even maybe. I mean, we've had Asian immigration for a long time now. Okay, hold on. That's neither here nor there. Surely immigration will be dealt with now. Right? Thank you, Carver says, leave a comment. Say hi to Fareed. I don't know who Fareed is, but leave a comment. What are you doing? You just come into a stream. You just come into someone's home and you just sit there all rude. You just like, hey, what's to eat? I'm hungry. And you don't even click the like button? You're in a home. Show some decorum. They're eating the pets. They're release the Haitians on the public. That doesn't mean you have to be you have to let your own standards go down. Press the like button. Please like the stream. Like the stream. Please like the stream. Yes. Haitians, they're eating the pets. Apparently. And so you just saw a video there. Ohio woman accused of killing a cat, eating it in front of people. Harrowing. Disgusting. Please clap. Please like the stream. A woman in Ohio was arrested after police says she stomped a cat to death and ate it in front of multiple people. Horrific. Not the animals. On the day of the incident, Canton police officers responded to the scene after receiving a complaint about a woman who had killed a cat and was eating it, an investigative report said. When officers arrived, they saw a woman with her hands on a cat, which appeared to have its head smashed in. Blood was observed on the woman's feet, hands, and fur was on her lips. She had her hands in the cookie jar, and they seen the milk on her, except it wasn't milk. But wait, this was not a Haitian. You racists? You bunch of racists. This wasn't even a Haitian. Maybe some of you didn't even think that. So maybe you're just getting in on the reporting now. But they're talking about Haitians if you haven't seen this. That they're eating up the animals. And so this story went around. And it's not even a Haitian. It was some woman, Alexis is her name. And she has been in America for a number of years. Quite possibly not a migrant at all. I forgot where I put that specific bit of reporting. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Since I mentioned it, I should be accurate. Since I mentioned it. And it goes a little bit, I think I found it. Alexis Farrow. No information on her being a migrant. Okay? Yeah. She's an American. An American. So they're blaming the Haitians. They're saying they're eating up the pets. And they're saying that right-wing influencers are pushing along this conspiracy theory. That it's right-wing influencers sharing this story with their fake news. They push in fake news saying it was an immigrant. Why do right-wing influencers think Haitian immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets? The Daily Dot, sets the story straight that this woman has. There it is. It was the Daily Dot. That's what I was looking for. What's up, Little Nick? The only problem, the woman has lived in America for the past 6 years. Wait, hold on, Daily Dot. 6 years. Where was she before that? Anyways, not important, right? Their Daily Dot is latching on to this reporting by this Ian Miles Cheong. This woman was arrested. And then he says it was Haitians. Worse, it's Haitians, he says. It's like this Ian Miles Cheong guy. Please, Daily Dot. We don't claim him. Ian Miles Cheong, she's like constantly getting things wrong. like constantly. He just kind of reports on bombastic things, and he's like, look, conservatives, look at this nasty thing. And then he's just constantly getting things wrong. So please, let's not hinge everything on Ian Mouse Chung. But it wasn't just Ian, apparently. Apparently, these unsubstantiated claims and slurs of Haitian migrants eating pets, specifically this woman, who was apparently not a Haitian migrant, is coming from the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign amplified a false claim, allegedly, from a comment that originated from an individual at a local city meeting. I have that clip for you in a moment. And this commenter at a local city meeting said that migrants were grabbing ducks from the park to kill and eat. And not only that, it came from, this is according to The Guardian, we're reading this now, that these reports, these unsubstantiated slurs, came from this one guy at this meeting and other people at other meetings and from a local Crime Watch Facebook group. But they're not, those aren't expert sources, right? Those aren't, verified sources or whatever, according to The Guardian. Unsubstantiated slurs. And yeah, fine. This story with the eating cat, maybe not a Haitian migrant. But some of this erroneous reporting is being placed on the Trump campaign as well. Trump campaign amplifies false claim about Haitian migrants in Ohio. And this is after officials, after this stuff kind of started to become a meme and started going around, officials in Ohio, local officials said there was absolutely no evidence that Haitian migrants have stolen and eaten pets, an outlandish claim amplified by the Trump campaign on Monday. Now, I want to make this clear. I want to point this out, that what the local official is responding to is the claims that Haitian migrants have stolen and eaten pets. That is the singular claim that this local officials have responded to. And fine. Maybe that one's wrong. Maybe the commenters and Mr. Vance, as New York Times puts it, got it wrong. Okay? On stealing pets and eating them. Maybe. Mr. Vance, as Ohio's junior senator, has in recent months attacked the growing Haitian population in Springfield, a group whose members are living and working in the United States legally. Oh, my bad. They're legal. So let them, whatever. Job opportunities in Springfield have attracted thousands of Haitians since the pandemic, with the city officials estimating that as many as 20,000 have arrived. Remember, this is in Springfield. These are 20,000 Haitian that have been brought to Springfield legally, apparently. 20,000. And you got to understand, Springfield has a population of roughly 58,000 people. 58,000 people. So they brought in and stuffed in almost half the population of Springfield with Haitians in their town. Just put them in there. New York Times continues here, though. Says, by most accounts, the immigrant community has helped revitalize the town. Oh, that's amazing. I'd love to see some of this revitalization. Though it has put pressure on housing, schools, and hospitals, says the New York Times. Let's take a look at Springfield, Ohio. Let's look at where this revitalized town is located in this great country. The U.S. of A. Let's go down to Ohio, and we are going to Springfield, Ohio on a map. Wait, what the? I have trouble using computers. What the? As you can see, there's Springfield, outlined in red. Near, in between Dayton, Columbus. Yeah, some callers from Ohio down there, huh? Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. I heard some of these places were sundown towns. But Springfield, Ohio, as you can see, is not anywhere near the border. It's near the northern border, which, if you ask me, America, it's time to build a wall. It's time to build the northern wall against these against unfettered immigration. This is you're going to have a whole bunch of illegal immigration from the north. Mark my words, if there's already reports of the growing border situation with the north, but mark my words, it'll be like a southern border. For Canada is basically a globalist foothold for the less fortunate of the world. You see, Canada is a beachhead right now. So yeah, northern wall, big time. But as you can see, Springfield, Ohio is nowhere near the border. Not the southern one. And they brought in almost roughly half their population in Haitians. It's got to be a big change. It's got to be a sudden and significant change when you take in the numbers. Okay? And so they're saying it's not happening though. Oh, that's not happening. They're not stealing pets and eating them. They admit they've brought in these many people, but they say that all these right-wing comments are just misinformation. They're just lying about Haitians stealing pets. Okay, are there any other reports? Could it be that there may be other reports, maybe not necessarily of Haitians stealing someone's pet, but what about some of these other things we're hearing? Savannah Hernandez, you might know this name. I believe she was like with InfoWars for a while. Independent journalist Savannah Hernandez on X post says, still can't get over this Haitian dude walking around with an entire goose like it's freshly prepared bag of Chick-fil-A. We are so cooked, she says. And shares this image of a black man. But I'd say I'm kind of all racially educated now. You know what I mean? By that, I mean culturally enriched. You know, I'm like, I grew up in this globalist world. I could tell the difference between different kinds of even like West Indian, like I'm talking like India. Sometimes I can tell the difference between like Bengali and like West Indian. Okay. And that's because I grew up in Canada. I was educated, if you want to call it that. Okay. Just culturally enriched. I love appropriating cultures. I love cultures. And what I'm trying to say here is that I think this is an African black, but this is just me saying that and commenting on this picture that Savannah Hernandez shared here. But she's not the only one. How about that account that The Guardian seemed to dismiss of a commenter at a local city meeting? In fact, I have that clip. And let's go to Springfield, Ohio. Let's see one of these meetings. I was bit by a goose as a kid. Is that so? You know, geese in Canada, they're like... See, I was trying to look this up, actually. I don't have the full information before coming in here. But I was basically trying to look up, like, laws on foraging and stuff like that. And, like, can you... If I saw a bird, and I couldn't even identify it, but I was sure it wasn't like a bald eagle or something. Those are protected, right? Would I just be able to grab a bird and kill it and cook it up? This is America, no? Turns out it's, from what I saw, it's a gray area. It's iffy. If the animal's protected, big no-no. Big no-no depending on state and locales and stuff like that. And then foraging is another thing. Foraging is another interesting thing. You know, gathering like plants and herbs and berries and stuff. Pretty big no-no in some places, totally fine in others. Water, that's an interesting one. Collecting your own water, you might run into some legal issues there. That being said, not something that we're used to. I don't really... this is something I saw in Mexico. You know, I was talking about like walking around with a bird by the neck, looking like you're about to cook it up. And in Canada, the geese are protected like the bald eagle over here. So let's go to this Springfield resident, which the Guardian seemed to dismiss, and his commentary on what is going on. Okay? Let's watch.
I think it's like kind of odd that like a guy like me has to come out from doing what I do on a daily basis to have fun, because I see what's going on in these streets, and I see you guys just sitting up there in them comfy chairs and suits, and I'm getting out here every day, and I'm broadcasting this, and you guys are just sitting up there in suits or something. Like, I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into... They flipping cars in the middle of the street.
He's talking about he's talking about car accidents. More on that in a moment.
And I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from it. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. You got a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to, like, seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here. Because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, bro, I'm getting thousands of views on these, and it's going to get bigger, and it's only going to get worse. And y'all sitting up there in these chairs, all y'all need to get out here and do something. Y'all making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Y'all need to put on a T-shirt and some Crocs, and then y'all need to come out here in these streets, and y'all need to go out here and I'm out here before the police is. Like, y'all need to do something, bro. Y'all really got to stand on business. Y'all getting paid all this money just to wear a suit and sit in a chair. I think it's crazy, bro. We got to do something, bro. It's kids out here getting hurt. Like, only reason I even went on here and said something about it is because somebody told me they walking from the school and a Haitian almost ran into them. And who is getting paid? Like, how much money is y'all really getting paid, like, to bring them over here? Like, I know it's deeper than them. I know that's where they come from, and that's what they do. That's their country. I don't know what they got going on over there, but they can't do that over here. And if y'all just getting paid from it and then y'all ain't doing nothing about it, I think that's super weird, bro. Y'all got to stand on business. Y'all got to really, like, step up. Like, it's lame, bro.
It's
like,
lame.
For real.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Sure. It's lame, bro. Is that kind of like a normie? Are just like regular people talking like this now? And I gotta say, so level-headed with the whole, that's what they do in their country type talk. Just so that's so not hateful and so normal and so clear. Yeah, that's what they do over there. Why? Because they're Haitians and they come from Haiti and they do things that they do in Haiti, like Haitians do. They think like, you know what I mean? That's so not hateful and clear and normal that a part of me thinks, are these just the normies now? The normies now talking like this? Yeah, it's Trump 2024. Who's getting paid? Who's getting paid? The man asked. Based black man is asking who's getting paid. I heard there's a spat on Twitter about who's bringing in the immigrants, right? I've been meaning to read the thread here. Maybe we'll do it sometime, some other day. But you know, they're saying the Catholics are, no? The Catholic organizations, Catholic immigration services. I've heard of this stuff too. Although some of these organizations, they don't quite exactly look like Catholic leadership. You know, there's like radical Latinos, radical Jews, radical blacks. But they're anyways, we'll have to look into it. But he's asking, what are y'all doing? And why aren't you standing on business? Is this some of those unsubstantiated reports, The Guardian? He's saying he's getting thousands of views. I haven't seen him. We're going to take him at his word. But he's getting thousands of views on stuff that he's talking about on video. So he's got it on video. He's seeing it out there. Reports is not the only one. Is this what's not happening, The Guardian? Is this what's not happening, New York Times? These are a bunch of just racists and conservatives and the Vance and Trump campaign just peddling misinformation. Let me know if this is the misinformation. Is this, or maybe this is the misinformation, The Guardian and others. Maybe this right here is the misinformation you speak of. Let's go to another Springfield resident.
And I'm done with what I'm seeing. It is so unsafe in my neighborhood anymore. I have the homeless that were trying to camp out, and I have made concessions with them, and I try to help them the best I can to keep them from trying to squat on my property. But it is so unsafe. I have men that cannot speak English in my front yard screaming at me, throwing mattresses in my front yard, throwing trash in my front yard. And I can't. Look at me, I weigh 95 pounds. I couldn't defend myself if I had to. My husband is elderly, and last night, after living in this home for 45 years, he said, Noelle, guess what? It's time to pack up and move. He said, we can't do this anymore. He said, it's killing both of us mentally. I don't understand what you expect of us as citizens. I mean, I understand they're here under temporary protected status, and you're protecting them, and I understand that our city services are overwhelmed and understaffed. But who's protecting us? If we're protecting them, who's protecting me? I want out of this town. I am sorry. Please give me a reason to stay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
incredible accounts, unsubstantiated accounts, right? Some more of these unsubstantiated claims and accounts by people living there in Springfield. And they don't care. They really don't. These officials. They're totally fine with this. They're fine with this. They look at this lady and think, well, how are you going to judge these people for their way of life and their religious freedom or whatever? They'll tell them, why are you judging these people who just want a better... They'll look at her and they'll look at her like the wrong one, the evil one, the criminal. That's how they do this. Because that's how they think, okay? The people running who are pro-open borders and all these things don't think with an American mind, with a Christian heart. They don't at all. You got to understand this. You got to understand this, that their morality is the standard I just expressed. Because to them, this woman is the problem. She's the one in the way. And she's the one that's got to go, that's got to die out. We got to get rid of this mentality because she's in the way. This person is a nuisance to the officials for simply for standing on business, if I may, and telling them the truth. That their lives aren't going, that it's just not fair. Their lives aren't going so well. And it's the fault of these people. They literally bust in almost half their population. And then there's this stuff about the Mayor Rob Rue, Springfield City Commission meeting. There's this stuff I've still got to look into, but I'll mention it really quick. They opened up an investigation into this, the mayor. You got to understand that there's this large immigrant relocation. Mayor Rob Rue comes out and says, this is not right. We're doing an investigation. They formed some team back in 2023 called the Immigrant Accountability Response Team. This is from Springfield News-Sun. And they revealed the possibility that there were companies that knew they were going to make an effort to bring in individuals who were crossing the border. And then the mayor says, I'm upset at the fact we didn't get a chance to have an infrastructure in place if there were going to be 20,000 more people. So he's not even unhappy about all these people coming in. They'd be fine. It's just that, hey, could you give us a little warning so that we could, I don't know, accommodate them better? And, people will fight about, well, whether their legal status or not. Or they'll fight about whether they work or not. Or if they're really eating the pets or not. Personally, if you ask me, you don't have to have an answer to any of those to know that this is wrong. To know that this is not what city officials should do, right? They're supposed to think about their area first. Springfield first, Ohio first, America first, then Haiti. way down. You understand? And then when the Springfield residents don't want any of this, and you get video after video of people who are unhappy, all these... She's not the only one. She's alongside a whole bunch of other people. I have more videos for you. What a scam. Was selling out the American people and a true crime being committed on them. Just out of control, crime, like a crime committed on the people. Just forcing them. Springfield, Ohio has to be irreversibly changed after almost half of their population was added to them with Haitians. You may not, maybe I'm just being racist. Look, let me show you another one, just another one, okay? Then we'll move a little faster. 888-775-3773 if you want to speak to the anchor baby about this or anything else. But watch this.
So fucking mad right now. So I just got off the insurance company. Got off the phone with the insurance company. And was told that my insurance went up because of the cost of doing business in my area. I have two vehicles, two nice vehicles that I'm, took a loan out on. And both of the drivers, me and my wife, have good driving records. No accidents in over, she's never had an accident. I had an accident when I was a teenager, so it's probably been over 15, 16 years ago I had an accident. And my insurance has gone up over $100 a month within 6 months. I pay over $420 a month for insurance for full coverage on two cars. They're nice looking cars. So I live in Springfield, Ohio, where the influx of Haitians are, and we have had an enormous amount of car accidents because they don't know how to drive. So I asked the lady at the insurance company, I'm like, so you guys are making me pay, even though I have two drivers on the insurance that have never had an accident. You're making me pay because other people around here don't know how to drive?
That's pretty much how insurance works, brother. It's not right they're bringing in all these people and your insurance has gone up. But now that they're all part of the pool, now that they're all brand new Americans, brand new Springfield, Ohio residents, just like you, well, guess what? You're all you're all one big family now. And that's how insurance works.
And she said, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. She said the cost of doing business in your area has gone up exponentially, so we have to adjust for that. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, don't you think? And she said, yes, sir. Yeah, it's kind of messed up, and I don't agree with it, but that's just how it is. And I'm like, so I'm going to share with you a video montage of a bunch of Haitian-caused accidents. Cue montage.
So I heard about this. I'm like, okay, so allegedly a bunch of Haitians can't drive. You're about to see a montage. There's no real... He's just going to show a bunch of pictures of, like, crashes, and I can't confirm if these are real. So allegedly, you're about to see a montage of all these Haitian accidents. Ooh, should I? I think I should mute that. Wait. Yeah, we'll mute it. I forget the song lyrics. Freight train down. I forget how this one goes. But you're seeing a whole bunch of accidents at the station. Yeah. I forget how this one goes. Who knows this song? Gonna climb a mountain. Look at all this. Okay, you repeated some of those. Still though, look, it's countless.
For violence against these people, I know they're probably...
He says he's not advocating for violence. Let me just play that again.
Asking for violence against these people. I know they're probably, fleeing from something that's really terrible in their country. But somebody's responsible for busing all these people here.
Interesting stuff. So some of the residents in the area speaking of what they see as opposed to what we're told, which is an amazing thing, no? And you know what? Where are they getting cars? Fantastic question. But you know what? If I may comment on something, and I see calls coming in, thank you so much, 888-775-3773. I see in my chat people saying, well, they voted for this. You know what I was just thinking about? which is it's a fine commentary. A lot of people vote their mess and they keep voting it in. Look at California. Can we look at every Democrat city? But at this point, I don't think we can say that. I don't know what it is. I don't think we could just say that the American public is voting for this. I don't think we could say that. It seems like even in the false polling data, who believes polls, right? But even in the false polls and the Pew Research stuff, what else? Anecdotal evidence for me, countless people from so many different walks of life. It seems like the vast majority of Americans do not want this. And okay, maybe you could say, well, they may not want this, but they're dumb enough to vote a Democrat in. And so they're going to get what they deserve. True. But can you tell me that's really any different in these Republican states? The Republican states are a mess too. An absolute mess. Texas, all the border Republican states, a mess, I'm hearing. I hear it's a mess. It's not, and they're not always necessarily, for everything you could say about Democrats and their cities, it's not, how do I put it? Maybe someone can correct me on this, but it's not like Republicans are this bastion of nice area. These Republican states and Republican cities, if I may, they're not exactly known to be these such nice places, okay? You understand? So it feels like at this point, with immigration being a problem, it's like all 50 states. They're being bussed everywhere. You got Republican governors saying, it's not going to happen, and we're going to bus them to Martha's Vineyard. But remember when that happened? And then they bust them. They're like, oh my gosh, that's so bad. People are waking up. The Martha's Vineyard people are seeing how bad it is. Never mind. Just forgot about it. They keep coming in. Governor Greg Abbott, is he still the governor over there in Texas? I guess that did nothing. Status quo continues. So at this point, there's no American voting for this. You understand? The leaders have made a decision, and they hate people like that lady I showed you. They really do. Okay? And let me explain, because you just heard even that individual in the clip I just played from Ohio, this white man, he said, I understand that these people are fleeing something horrible or something like that. And you got to understand that kind of thinking is at the center of a lot of stuff. Let me show you another clip here real quick, and we'll get to calls 888-775-3773. I see you on hold, about to get to you. Watch Kamala Harris. Let's watch her talk about the great work they've done to bring in these Haitians. And I want to point out real quick before playing this clip is the stress they put on legal. They put this stress on legally. Oh, we gave them TPS, temporary protective services. They're totally documented. Oh, you'll look at the Guardian article, the New York Times article I just read, and they'll criticize the right wing and Republicans for saying they're illegal. They're not even, and basically discounting every other argument against all this immigration because they got the story wrong, that these people were illegal, that they were legal and not illegal. So they're just a bunch of dummies who don't even know the story. They don't even have the story straight because they're racist. They're saying they're illegal, but they're legal. So everything we just talked about here is null and void all of a sudden. And look at you got to see this how they sell out the American people with a smile.
That is why, also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection.
They need support. They need protection. Don't you get that, America? They need support. And that is reason enough for these people. Because there are no borders. Don't you get it? There are no borders to these people. These people who need help matter more than you because It's about the entire world. And Americans have had it too good for too long. It's in fact a crime against the world to these people that you've had it good, that your children could grow safe, that you could, get a job and work your own thing and feed yourself and your family, blah, blah, blah. Increasingly harder, if you ask. That is a crime. That is your crime, folks at home. And for that reason, you must take these Haitians. And you've had it too good for too long. And it's not just politicians, it's other people, okay? Your neighbors. Well, now I'm thinking of Louis C.K. But Louis C.K., he's this comedian. He's not a politician. He's just some liberal person with some yuppie with some money and a whole bunch of that white guilt. Saying we've had it too good for too long here. You remember this? An old clip? It's an old clip, but there he was on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about we've had it too good. You got to let him in. Because it's basically a crime against the world to have it so good here and it's so bad over there. Now, who did that? Well, Louis C.K. and the apparition I'm speaking to right now, and the world maybe. Haitians did that to Haiti. You understand? In fact, I wasn't even going to get that into Haiti. But, do a little research, okay? It's called the Haitian Revolution, okay? They call it the Haitian Revolution. And basically they killed off the white people, okay? That's basically what happened. They killed off a significant, they say it's a significant portion. Let me not just say they killed off every single white person. Okay, they killed off a significant portion of the white people in Haiti during this revolution. And, it's been a mess ever since. So Haitians did that to Haiti, not Americans. And here's the funny thing. Some aren't even denying that the Haitians or others are different, that they're not quite American, they act different. Some aren't even denying that. But you got to see the incredible gymnastics happening here. And we're going to... this article that's going around. Dear racists, it reads. It says, Dear racists, you eat birds too. Oh, wait, I thought it wasn't happening. I thought it was unsubstantiated claims and such. About to get to calls here. Thank you. Appreciate you, whoever is on hold right now. No call screeners, but I know you're there. Don't go nowhere. I thought this wasn't happening. Dear racists, you eat birds too. Racists are furious over migrants grilling seagulls and geese. Newsflash, most Americans eat birds. Ever heard of chicken? This is a classic move, folks. Step one, deny what's happening. Step one, deny it completely. Step two, say, okay, it's happening, but here's why it's good. Step three, you're a racist. Now you have to accept anything. It's crazy. It's totally insane. It kind of reminds me of, who's seen The Devil's Advocate? Devil's Advocate, Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves, he plays Kevin Lomax, this lawyer who's never lost a case, and he is employed. He's employed by, I almost feel like I'll give it away if I say who employed him. Anyways, a particular force and within a person employs Kevin Lomax, played by Keanu Reeves. He's this lawyer, and he actually handles a case of a Haitian. And in the movie, this Haitian was accused of killing his wife and animal cruelty because he was doing some voodoo stuff. And also, hey, I think we killed his wife. So he's on trial. Kevin Lomax is defending him. And he plays the crowd. He plays the jury. He slaps a big bag of some kind of steak or lamb or something. It's packaged from a grocery store or something, but it looks bloody and it's flesh, and he throws it on some desk. He shows the people. This is a lamb roast or something like that. Packaged, USDA certified. You see, most men kill and eat flesh of animals. Right away, the people in the jury, they're like, oh, this guy's cooking. Wait, hold on. I didn't know I was racist. This guy's cooking. I do eat flesh of animals. Huh, maybe we're not so different. He goes on and he's like, and maybe you guys don't like my client Philippe Moyes, with a French name, because, you know, the Haitians, they had some, look, France did some stuff out there, okay? Shout out France. And he's like, some of you guys don't appreciate, some of you guys may not understand his religious practices, but, you know, maybe others would understand other weird religious practices like, I don't know, circumcision. And I'm like, I'm watching a movie, I'm like, okay, this guy's spitting. Circumcision, that's some weird stuff. You believing that a man could rise from the dead or something like that? And now the jury's like, whoa, okay, my bad, Mr. Haitian man. Continue with your voodoo. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Also, the voodoo angle. Anybody talking about the voodoo angle? I don't think they're just killing them and eating them. But anyways, now it's just conjecture. I'll leave it at this. Then we'll get to calls right here. The country is going to get worse. And it's going to get worse because there's less white people. Less white people. As it becomes more Haitian and everybody else, it will become like their countries. Worse. Way, way worse. Okay? Because these countries, like America, like Canada, are becoming less white. De facto. That is the point. Now, you can say what you want at that point. You could say, oh, Nick thinks that people's skin color, it's people's skin color that makes a country. You could make up all sorts of lies. I said no such thing. But the truth remains. Haitians made their country like that. White people made their country like this. And you can that could be a double-edged sword. Fine. That could cut both ways. White people blamed for their country today as well. But as they decline, the whole country will decline. That's just the truth. This is true. Why am I wrong? What else about this? Then right to calls. You got to see this, though. I heard breaking news. Trump? I believe Trump is on the job? Wait, hold on. I believe Trump is on the job. Thank you, sir. That's my president. That's not AI. Okay, that's AI. That's AI. This is AI as well. AI is generating Trump saving the cats. Let's go. That's my president. Look at those Haitians running after him. Very strong-looking individuals, but Trump, his inner strength, although he may not have the ability to run like that, there's some kind of supernatural wind behind those sails, yes? But this is a joke. This is not real news, okay? So don't take this. Don't go say, Nick reported that Trump ran away with cats. This is AI generated, right? Can you guys tell? This is AI generated. Just so you know. Oh, all right. Time for calls. Let's see what you guys want to say about this and other things. We got more topics here in a moment. I want to thank Ryan Moon, man. Thanks for the generous donation there on YouTube. Says 30 million illegals is cap. So true, Ryan Moon. I've been hearing 22 to 30 million illegals for the number of years that I've been following politics, and that's almost 10 years now. It's more like 8 years now, and I've been hearing that numbers for those many years. And I heard that number has been thrown around for a number of decades before that. So it's been 22 million, 30 million for all these decades. Highly doubt it. Ryan Moon's super chat continues here, says, more like 50 to 60 million live in the U.S. It would take deporting 40,000 people a day for 4 years to get rid of them all. Think about that, a whole football stadium full of people, 40,000 per day. That is crazy, Ryan Moon. You got to wonder just how even possible that it could be. Now, I know I've heard Trump say there's going to be mass deportations. I think there will be. But I really don't think Not 60 million, not the 20 million, not the 40,000 a day. That's just not happening. And I hope, maybe I'm wrong or something, but it just doesn't seem politically possible. Even if there's the will for it, you would have like an uproar. The media would go against you. So many things. But we could talk about it more in a second. Maybe my caller here wants to talk about it. Caller, you're on the air. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Nit.
Oh, sir, I believe we have Canada in the house.
Hey, Zenny.
How you doing, sir? Thanks for your call.
No problemo. Yeah, things are a mess over there. I got a little story about it. You want to hear it?
What do you mean? Oh, you got a story? Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Is it a fan fiction or is it a? Oh, I thought it was a story.
Fiction.
It's a story. I thought it was like some kind of something you went through.
Oh no! I call them Bond fictions.
Hit us with a little bit of this Bond fiction.
Okay. Title: My Country is a Mess. A Springfield Adventure. It was a crisp fall morning when I, Nit, the American anchor baby, found myself cruising down I-70 with none other than Jesse Lee Peterson and James Hake. We were headed to Springfield, Ohio, of all places, investigating bizarre reports for our documentary, My Country is a Mess. There had been whispers of a city overrun by Haitian migrants. But these weren't just any migrants. They were reportedly stealing people's pets, cooking them, and even raiding the local park for ducks to feast on. Jesse sat in the passenger seat, humming softly, perhaps practicing for his next silent prayer. James, riding in the back seat with his notes and microphone, was already brainstorming titles for this episode. Meanwhile, I was just trying to figure out what kind of people would eat someone's dog. This is going to be a wild one, I muttered to myself. We pulled into Springfield, and right away, the strange rumors proved to be true. As we drove by the local park, we saw two men crouched by a pond, eyeing the ducks with what could only be described as culinary intent. Nit, stop the car, Jesse said in his calm but commanding voice. We got to see this. We parked and approached the scene cautiously. The men didn't even flinch as they wrestled a squawking duck into a sack. Hey, what are you guys doing with that duck? James asked, holding his microphone out like a reporter on the scene. One of the men, unfazed, grinned. Dinner, mon frere. Jesse raised an eyebrow. You mean to tell me you stealing these ducks to eat? The man looked confused for a moment, then shrugged. We barbecued duck tonight. You want some? James looked at me and then Jesse. Well, this is awkward. And awkward it was, but also hilarious in a way only the Bond crew could experience. The absurdity of the situation was undeniable. We were standing in a park in the middle of Ohio, watching as two men smuggle ducks like they were gold bars. Jesse, always calm, even cracked a smile. Anyways, I'll leave it there for now.
Man, are you writing these?
Sure.
Oh, sure. Now there's all this mystery that I didn't know there was. I just assumed you were writing these. I mean,
how could I write it that fast?
I don't know. Maybe you've been writing all day. Maybe you've been hard at work.
Someone's been hard at work, and it's not me.
Some
AI.
Some Indian crowdsourced, some outsourced Indian.
Oh, come on, you use AI, don't you? You use AI
yeah, big time. But some Indian outsourced Indian wrote this story. I know you say it's ChatGPT, but there's an Indian on the other side of that screen.
There's an Indian doing it all.
No, that's a joke. This guy's making me do another. Crap! Come on, give me another one. These Indians trying to come up with a story. Oh crap!
That's amazing. These Indians
they're quick, man.
They're taking over Canada. They're taking over the internet. Taking over everything.
In Zenny, in Canada as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this, but I'm not there, so I haven't quite. Like it's changed. It's quite a change, no?
Not. I just realized that, I mean, I think it's all just going down.
Are your beats AI?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so then the beats can qualify for the Bond open mic.
There you go.
But also, this is good. This is good that we're dealing with this now. AI art. I think we got to ban it for the Bond mic, open mic.
No AI.
You got to have the talent, not the AI. Unless you're doing something talented with the AI. But
like storytelling?
No. More like, I don't know, doing something else that I can't think of right now. Before the Bond open mic, it's got to be...
a request for the Joel. Sorry, had to do it.
Impressions too. Impressions are allowed. Impressions are allowed for the Bond open mic.
Yeah, I'll do impressions for the open mic.
Man, Zenny, appreciate your call. Can you call me again?
Yeah.
Take care, sir. Sorry, sir. Cut you off in the middle of your goodbye. How many... Do we have talented people? Do we actually have enough talented people? Come on. Chat. Raise your hand if you're talented. Because then actually we'll do it. Because I've been thinking about it more and more. I kind of like the idea. And you know what? I bet you this way we could grow the Discord too. We could grow the Discord community. We can actually do some like Discord exclusive stuff that's not necessarily streamed. Ooh, the juices are flowing. I'm thinking here we could do like movie nights. We could do like full on movie nights on Discord. Yo, let me where's my Discord link? I got to put it in the chat. We need you there cuz this is kind of a good idea. We could do like movie nights, we could do like stuff that's not, I mean, it's not on stream, so it's not like it's getting copyrighted, but it's something that we together we could do. We also need mods. So hold on for me. We need Maze. We need Maze at the Discord movie night. This is a great idea. Maze, email me, radio@jesseleepeterson.com. I will get you in the Discord. We need you there at movie night. This is a great idea. I'm trying to get my link. Nick wants to radicalize the masses. With what? With movie night? With movie night and open mic night? Oh, no. I'm going to waste time doing this. All right, folks, just make sure you're following my channel here on YouTube. And I'm going to post it on one of the community posts, the link. And, of course, streams from, tomorrow onwards, I'll make sure to have that link because it'll be nice. Wouldn't it be nice? Who agrees? Also, nobody raised their hands. Raise your hand in the chat if you're talented. Because if we have enough talent, we'll do it. Okay, I wanted to switch gears a little bit here, as I have a couple of things that I can get into here. Let me just pull it up. That aren't exactly important, hard-hitting news like the Haitians eating the cats. So I would like to get into that. 888-775-3773. If you want to jump on the line, speak to the anchor baby here. Okay. Where was it? Okay. Speaking of lowering standards of speaking of can we say low class people? Like, can we say, speaking of, people eating the flesh of animals in an animalistic and primitive way. Yeah, that's the segue. Speaking of people eating animals in a primitive way, where are my raw steak eaters? Where are my raw steak eaters at? Come on, do I have any of them in my chat? You just eat a whole steak raw, and it's just raw. You heard it's good. It's based or something. They say it's based. You eat a whole steak just raw, just chew it up. It's supposed to be healthy. It's supposed to steak tartare. That's cool. I'm down with tartare. I ain't mad at tartare. I ain't mad at that. But that's a very it's rich and you're not meant to have like. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say you're not meant to have a bunch of it, but the rich French would eat quite a bit of it. They, in fact, ate quite a bit of it. I wouldn't call them the healthiest people, though. So, the French elite, the French nobility of the time. Not important. I'm talking about eating steak raw. Some of y'all do it. I've seen it. It's kind of a... Is it fair to call it a trend? Will you get offended if I call it a trend? Kind of a trend. Liver King would talk about it. They say it's like a health hack, no? Some say it's like a health hack, and you're gonna avoid cancer and undo. Some say it'll fix everything. Some say it'll fix everything, like autism and dyslexia and cancer and I hear so much about health and food. You gotta wonder. But speaking of like, I'm just showing you this post too of someone eating something like this. And it's not that important, but we're just finished talking about the Haitians here. Kevin Lomax in Devil's Advocate. And if it's like, if it wasn't for a health fad, would we be really doing this? Like, think about it. Don't we cook food? Didn't we cook food? Like, didn't we figure out cooking food for a reason? You know what I'm saying? Like it's better. And I think they say, oh, it's cleaner. But I don't think that eating, like, for example, someone will say eating a raw steak, even someone in my chat saying worms, it can give you worms. Now, I think it depends where you get your meat from, but it's not the worst thing in the world, okay, to just have some raw steak, raw beef. It's not going to kill you in most cases. Look, this is not advice. I'm just trying to say here that I feel like there was a progress, right? There was a progression here. And we went from eating the meat to cooking the meat and then eating it. And now look at us. Is this like a little bit of a step back? What do I know? Lord Luca rolling over in his grave. Does it feel like we went a little bit backwards? Look at, hey, carnivores, love you guys. I'm not even saying, I don't have the information. I'm just seeing this lady here looking rather primitive. She's chomping on the steak. Maybe we really aren't that different from the Haitians, huh? Are we not that different? I cook all beef med rare on the rare side. Ceviche is some good raw meat. So that's not fair. I don't think ceviche is raw, though. Ceviche is basically cooked like with acid, though. You know what I mean? Because the lime actually cooks the protein. Ceviche is cooked, but not with heat, with like acid cooked. Is that a thing? Acidic cooking. Yeah. Acidic cooking. Like citrus juice. Fish pieces start to cook while remaining in acidic liquid. It's chemical cooking. So it's cooked. Ceviche is cooked, technically. Cooked. Are we cooked? Is humanity cooked? Some say that. Some say humanity is cooked. You know, speaking about Eden and all this. Did you guys see this person who went through a major transformation? A person whose public problem with food itself was quite was just very public, you know, very, very public. This person was very fat and would post videos on, they call them mukbangs. They call them They call them mukbangs. Now, where does that word even come from? A mukbang is an online audio-visual broadcast in which a host consumes various quantities of food while interacting with the audience. The genre became popular in South Korea in the early 2010s. But why, though? You know, I've wondered because you got to wonder, is it because of is it the shock value effect? You know how humanity is sick and you show them sick looking things and they can't help but look away. I mean, they can't help but look. They can't help but click. It's like a car crash. You can't look away. Maybe it's the shock. Maybe it's like playing on the shock sensibilities of people. Isn't that an interesting thing, though? Think about being just, because this stuff does not shock me. In fact, I'm rarely shocked anymore. And I think that's protected me. Without being shocked, I'll see things that people are going nuts about, and I'm not too like many things, okay, folks? Just many insanities. Look at this transgender person. But I could see, because I'm not being shocked, I now see that they, like anybody who is like sexually degenerated and got their like sex and emotions all twisted up, that's what happens. Okay? And it's an interesting thing, no shock. You know, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I'm just looking at these images, and I think that's a big factor. The shock, to shock the public is to control the public. It is to shock the public, to shock a person emotionally is to control them and to make them fall in love, in a sense. You know what I mean, folks? Like, to shock a person is to make them love you in the way the world loves, with emotions. It's to make this, to hook them in. And so I think that's part of it, big time. It's the shock and getting them all into this, right? Mukbang, you maybe you got to wonder if part of the, I'd like a breakdown of the demographics. You know, it's like, how many of these people are getting shocked and they're listening to it? How many of them are just hungry? And then out of these hungry people, and what countries are they in? You know what I mean? Like, are they in third world countries? Like, oh, I love watching mukbangs. It lets me dream. It lets me dream of what could be. Anyways, mukbangs. One person who's quite famous for them in recent years, they call him 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒎. You know this guy? I'm sure you know about 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒎 by now. Very shocking stuff. Okay, very shocking content. Okay, if I may, to say the least. In fact, let me go on his YouTube, because even just the thumbnails, I swear these thumbnails were quite shocked. they definitely went with the shock value. Oh my gosh, I can't even show you this. He's like, there's just like an offensive amount of food in front of him. They're just gorging on him. And then in every other thumbnail here, he's like making out with a male. So yeah, this is just obscene in every sense of the word. Yeah, I can show you this. I can show you this at least. This is just obscene in every sense of the word. 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒎. Oh gosh, never mind. There's no making out. Oh gosh. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was zooming in, and as you zoom in, it moved everything around. Sorry, folks. But it's a mess. And I'm showing you this. You know, we're talking about food a little bit. Is the world cooked? Are people cooked? Well, apparently this guy, 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒎, is showing that everybody who was watching him is the person with the problem. It's kind of a little fascinating story, a little bit. Turns out he lost the weight. In fact, it turns out he has, let me show you. has in fact lost the weight. 𒒏𝒊𝒂𝒍� revealed his 250-pound weight loss in new YouTube video titled 2 Steps Ahead. He claims that he'd been secretly losing weight while posting old videos in what he called the greatest social experiment of my life. You know, kind of an interesting thing. You can maybe even go watch the video yourself if it interests you that much. And he sits down and he talks to the audience in this like Joker-esque kind of like a way of speaking. He's like, but it was all of you, the sick people. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I don't know. And he comes at it with this strange energy, but he flips the camera back onto the audience. It's kind of an interesting thing. See, I was never really shocked by this guy. I was like, oh, people are messed, and then kind of just never really watched anything more. Sometimes I would get fed stuff on my algorithm. The algorithm would feed me this guy sometimes, but not something I paid too much attention to. So it didn't. So I thought nothing of. I just thought right on when he lost the weight. It's so interesting to see just how everybody's turning on him for this. I think that's quite interesting. This guy played all of them. This guy right here, this guy that you're looking at, who is in fact, I do believe, is in fact performing what is known as the gritty, whilst surrounded by an obscene amount of what looks to be snacks of the flaming hot variety. This guy, that's kind of interesting. More than what's interesting is the people going nuts. They're saying he probably had surgery. He's on Ozempic. He's on drugs. He's on Ozempic. He's on drugs. Oh, whatever. Step 1, be rich, this person says. This guy lost all his weight. Well, how do you do it? Step 1, be rich. It's just cynicism. I'm not here to do a big old segment on 𒒏𝒊𝒂𝒍� and how he's so based and how he's, look, I don't know and I don't care. I just happened upon this story and I saw the comments. One in particular, it was so funny to me for some reason. Is this lady on X.com, 𒒏𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, a rap artist, I believe, asks in the comments of Pop Crave, who's not even 𒒏𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, she writes, oh, never mind, sorry. I take it back. She's not speaking to 𒒏𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, but she does wonder, she posts the question, is he going to post the process now? How he went about it? Tips and recommendations to follow? Now, the reason I'm laughing is because the public really is sick. You know, they see this guy and they're like, oh, he's lying. He's just so whatever. He says something. They say some sort of naysaying crap because they can't be better. And what makes me laugh about this comment is like, it's like when I was asking somebody some months ago, I was having rumblies in my tummy. You know, I was wondering, I'm like, why am I getting rumblies in the morning? What's going on here? And so I ask a buddy who seems to be a healthy individual, I'm like, what? Do you have any tips or tricks for like a not so upset stomach? And in that moment, I realized what a stupid question I was asking. Why would I want tips and tricks if I refuse to do the most basic thing, which is, you know, don't eat unhealthy. Don't eat junk right before going to bed. How about start there? And I'm here looking for tips and tricks. I'm not criticizing Falak here. She just wants to know how he did it. Fine question. But we do that a lot. Have you guys noticed? We do that a lot. We're like, oh, give me the tip. Give me the trick. The trick is he fooled everybody. No, sorry, that's not the trick. But the trick is he stopped eating so much and worked out some. I mean, you could watch the video. He tells you. The trick is he stopped eating so much. he stopped eating so much, and it seems like he didn't have to overcome wanting to eat so much because it's not something he wanted to do. He was tricking everybody. It was a big old social experiment, according to him. And so he didn't quite have to overcome this desire of eating. But there's no tip or trick. You just stop eating so much. What else about this? Nicocado, avocado. I wonder if he's got like a loose skin. You know, I have a good friend of mine who he went from like 300 plus pounds to like 170. He was just a big guy for a long time. And he said, just looked at himself one day. He's like, that's it. I'm done. And he's got loose skin. He's got this loose skin around. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about when a really big person loses a bunch of weight. They have a whole bunch of loose skin. I just wonder if he's got that going on. Shout out to my buddy. It's an interesting thing, no? You only really stop and drop something when you really want to. It's just an interesting little paradox. It's not to condemn people who are, whatever, living wrong. Oh, you just want to live like that. Like, yeah, that's true. But I'm not sitting here condemning them. It's just a fascinating thing here. When you really want something, you'll do it. You know what I'm saying, folks? Thinking again in my chat says, Nick used to be kind of chubby himself. Are you talking about just a couple years ago, or are you talking about in school? Did I know, thinking again, do I know you from school days? Do I know you from elementary school? Don't talk about it. People are not supposed to know. No, don't tell them. Yeah, I was like a little chubby. Pre-grade 5, I think. Pre-grade 5, 4. Young. I was a little chubster. Kind of a fat kid. Then I shot up in height. And then I came to Bond. Years later. And then I thought, you know what? I think it's time to bulk. I've been hearing about this bulking. You know what? I think I'm going to give this bulking a try. And then I never stopped bulking. The bulk never stopped. Okay, I mean, I just thought this was interesting a little bit. I'll move on from this. 888-775-3773. Shout out Tiny Tom's Donuts. You got him Diddy. Yeah, we definitely got Canada in the chat. You mean Tiny Tom's Donuts, right? Tiny Tom's Donuts? Shout out Tiny Tom's Donuts. You don't mean Tiny Tim. Big time, remember Tiny Tom's Donuts. Let's go. Don't tell the carnivores about Tiny Tom's. They're not going to be too happy. They won't like it. They won't like all this pro Tiny Tom talk. This pro carb talk. You're watching the American Anchor, baby, okay? All macros matter. All macros matter. All macronutrients matter. And I'm not about to discriminate against carbohydrates, okay? Okay, have a balanced diet, okay? How about a little bit of balance? Nick, you're in America. It's Dunkin' Donuts. Look, I may have the heart of an American, but I'll tell you guys right now, they're not called donut holes. They're not donut holes, they're Timbits. Nobody even eats donut holes in America. That's why nobody even eats those. They'll have a donut, but they'll see this little ball, this little fried ball of dough with like chocolate or something on it, and they'll look at it and be like, this looks like a donut. See, look, you guys are even saying, what the F is a donut hole? You guys don't even know what a donut hole is. You take a donut, you know how they cut a hole out of a donut? Well, what do you do with all that extra dough you just took out of the donut? How about you fry up the little ball? They call them donut holes. They're called Timbits. Okay? I don't know about y'all, but they're called Timbits. They're also called but Canadians, sorry, they're called beanies. Okay, I'm starting fights now. I'm starting fights between the Canadians and the Americans. As you can see, I was an immigrant anywhere I go. An outsider, yet an insider. I'm playing around. I don't feel tortured or an outsider. Especially, I don't want to make those jokes, especially during these times. I'm not feeling like I've been mistreated, and I just feel like an outsider, like an immigrant. They're called munchkins? Okay, that's something else. Chris, I don't know what you're talking about. Munchkins? Next you're going to tell me you call it next you're going to tell me you call it no, I call it pop sometimes too. They call it pop in Canada too. Pop or soda? I seen a map recently where the regions in America that call things pop, that call like Coca-Cola and stuff pop versus soda. Yeah, the pop Americans are a declining population. Like severely declining population. What's going on with this? They're replacing the pop, the Americans who say pop. All right, let's move along here. 888-775-3773. You know, I had a number of little interesting things here. What was I going to mention next? I wanted to mention a couple of things. You know, Adam 22, religion. You hear about that. And this interesting thing with Richard Nixon I came across. We'll figure out what we should do next. But first, I have a caller here. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Tim Diddy.
Yeah, him Diddy. Right on. Canada in the house. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I don't know. I was talking about I didn't mean to derail you with the donuts.
No.
Tom's was baiting out the population for the �𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍�.
Wait, what?
In exchange for Tiny Tom donuts.
Them too? So they had they went Krispy Kreme with it? Not Tiny Tom.
I think so. Oh, it was only Krispy Kreme? Damn, I might even be wrong.
No. I'm just letting you know how in here in America, I remember Krispy Kreme did something similar, where they were telling the public to, if you get your �𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒥, you could come get yourself a free donut. But the craziest thing is people loved it. They lined up. They were happy to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it with Tiny Tom.
Yeah, I couldn't help but think about the Simpsons episode where Homer sells his soul for a donut.
Oh, that's good. I'd never seen that, but that seems like good editing material. So he does what? It feels like this is
He's
perfect.
like, I'd sell my soul for a donut, and Flanders appears as the devil.
That's awesome. Soul for a donut. I need this for editing material. Oh, thank you, man. I'm saving this one. That's funny stuff. But that's what people. They're basically soulless, right? They can't think for themselves. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were making huge lines for Tiny Tom's Donuts after getting a little �𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 action, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty prevalent over there in Canada. They had whole protests about it, but they were locking things down pretty significantly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nuts up there. I left Toronto and went out to Alberta and lived off-grid for a year, built a hempcrete tiny house at the foot of the Rockies.
Wow.
And then,
what was that like?
It was tough. It was tough.
It sounds a little tough, man. It sounds tough.
Yeah.
Did you end up staying?
No.
You don't have to say, by the way.
Florida. Yeah.
What a mess you
Yeah,
had.
I moved into Calgary after doing a winter in a off grid. That was ridiculous. And then
I lived in Calgary for a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was listening to your show Friday, and you were talking about the cyber, the dystopian cyber future ahead of us.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me remember. I'm trying to remember. Go ahead. You could say what you'd like. I'm trying to remember what I said.
Anyways, I think that the arts in general need to be kept up with as much as technology. That they need to be invested in, or we are going to enter like a bleak future, a very cold, calculated, technologically.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was talking about AI and how it's affecting our behavior. How it's going to make death a very casual thing. Because if you got, let's say, AI cars driving around and accidentally killing people, for example, oh, the AI did it. The AI chooses. Now they're going to have AI predict who will commit a crime. But help me understand what you're saying. Why is art so important here?
Well, why is art important?
In what you're bringing up here,
art seems to be the only investment that any society that's remembered that's been worth it. So, like, people go and visit all this old European cities and architecture and all that kind of stuff, and all that tourism pays forward to their offspring forever. And it's like the only thing that remains.
And in relation to technology and avoiding this bleak or cyber, what was I saying, cyberpunk future or something? In terms of avoiding that and all that, what's the relation with this investment in art?
Oh, I have a business model that I've been working on for a long time, and I'm not gonna divulge, but
no worries.
I think that the community needs to be invested in, because right now it's just like big business. All the money goes one direction. Like, inflation could be counteracted if profits were a little better dispersed than just piling into a bank account.
I think I'm following you. I mean, essentially, a people who care about their surroundings and culture enough to make lasting and great art are less likely to have even systems around them such as AI and things that will be far too oppressive when they're so involved. Is that what you're essentially getting at?
Well, like think of any one of these large companies, these brand, household names, Uber or whatever. Imagine if their business model was like Bond, like a not-for-profit charity, and instead of just hoarding wealth, it actually improved its service as the business model.
Say that again. If a company was
not-for-profit,
operated more like a non-for-profit.
And a charity, like tax deductible or whatever, to entice people to spend there. And the business model was to improve the service of the place, not just make a CEO rich or investors rich. But to actually enrich the physical building itself. Sure, people will get, whatever.
There's probably a way to incentivize that. There's probably a way to incentivize that. I like where the conversation is going. Things that come up here. Well, isn't a business, I guess what comes to mind is if a business is just incentivized to make more money, that's not necessarily just negative. That could be the incentive to make something better because you're so successucul. You're so, you know what I'm saying? Oh darn, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a difference of where the money lands and how it ends up being banked as an asset? Is it a digital number in a bank account, or is it a gold railing in the lobby?
Now, what do you think about our relationship with technology, with the phones and all that? Is that something that's a problem? Or you're saying this dystopian future might come about with all this technology? What do you think about our relationship with technology? Any thoughts on that?
Our relationship with technology? Well, I think that like our current relationship with technology is out of whack. Like the phone is, I'd say, probably just not regulated. Don't know on how it's allowed to.
Well, you're cutting out. You're saying phones should be regulated?
Technology has been released to the public without them understanding the harms.
So we should protect the people?
Well, you know how a TV flashes at a certain rate, like frames per second, and it kind of puts you into a trance?
Well, I didn't know it put you in a trance, but yeah, I'm aware of the cycle, the frame rate of TVs and monitors.
Yeah, well, it has an effect on the brain to put you into alpha brain waves, which is like kind of like smoking weed. Has the same effect. And so now you have that in your hand at all the time, like at all times, just being hypnotized by your phone.
See, but the Chinese. Here's the thing about that. But the Chinese, have you seen them? They have. You look up their products and stuff, and they got these waterproof cases that go in the shower. And so they're going into the shower using them, and then they're leaving and they're still using them. And I bring that up to say that I feel like an American would look at that and be like, oh, that's just too much phone. We have the wrong relationship with our phone. The phones are destroying our children. They're warping our minds. Meanwhile, the Chinese, they're not even thinking about it. They're just like, oh yeah, I just want my phone in the shower. I know this is a lot of conjecture and I'm making stuff up, but I wonder if the American recoiling at the Asian with their shower, with their ability to bring their devices into the shower, I wonder if maybe that's a sign of our relationship with technology. I'm kind of afraid of it.
Yeah, but there's nothing we can do about the advancement of technology. Like we can't put a hold on AI development for the sake of safety, because then we'd just be behind in the kind of AI arms race.
Yeah, it's time to get in. It's time to get in the arms race and learn some of these arms. That's what I say.
Yeah.
What were you saying about distributing? Were you saying something about distributing stuff?
Well, just in how money is transferred. I guess it's like, I guess capitalism is what I'm describing. But
yeah, if there's any,
is a not-for-profit business a socialist business?
Is a non-for-profit business a socialist business?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
What would you say? Is there something I'm getting wrong?
No, there's socialist tendencies to it, but I don't think that.
Not Bond. Bond wants you to do for yourself, and Bond's just pointing you the way so that you can.
Yeah.
So that you can.
No, not in the content. I mean, just in the way that they, in respects to money itself.
Well, I mean, even a nonprofit requires some money to operate, right? And then it's just basically
of course.
Anything else. I forget what happens with that, but do you have any thoughts? Any thoughts, criticisms, or solutions to the problems of capitalism? Which they,
I have many, but I don't want to share them.
Oh, okay.
I've been saving them for a long time.
Oh, no. I don't want you to say something you don't want to say. It just sounds like kind of an interesting thing. Because for a number of reasons, you can't just be this for whatever all the criticisms you can have of like socialism and communism and all that, that doesn't mean we can't look at our own system and our own assumptions and our own previous assumptions. That's why I'm asking you, really, not to get at you or anything. It just sounds like you have some criticisms.
No. I'm dying to share, but I know it's not what's it called? Smart of me to do that. Well, wise of me to divulge my...
Oh, okay. No, don't do anything like that. If it's something, let's just move on, man. I'm not trying to get you...
Intellectual property.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to get you in trouble here. Hey, Him Diddy, man, appreciate your call, sir. Anything else you want to say before we move the wheels?
Nope. Loving the show.
Appreciate that, sir. Call me again, man.
Yeah, cheers.
888-775-3773. When is the debate? Are you talking about Kamala? Yo, are we watching this tomorrow? When is this? Let's check when it is. Kamala Harris v. Trump, right? Oh, dang. It's that tomorrow. Live presidential debate. It's going down. I heard there's a whole bunch of rules. I heard they're going to mute the mics. They can't talk over each other. Bunch of mama rules. Voters in Michigan and throughout the U.S. will get a chance to see Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. You know, it's funny. I played that clip for you where she's got her headphone in talking about Haitian migrants. She says, this administration, she says, this administration did blah, blah, blah for Haitians. Just, could you say that louder? Could you say that again, Kamala Harris? Because it's like the people, it's like, you know, some people in the back kind of forgot that, you know, you're the your administration is the incumbent, okay? That you're not coming in with the change. You are what needs to be changed. It's your administration these past 4 years, or you're part of it. Tuesday's debate, of course, is the first since Harris became the Democratic nominee, as well as the first since the June debate that torpedoed President Joe Biden's re-election campaign. Very cool. So the presidential debate is scheduled to start at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Ooh, we're going to be up late tomorrow, huh? That means I got to get some rest today. I think we're going to watch it tomorrow. I'll let you know for sure in the morning. But, I mean, it's pretty much as long as the creek does not rise, we're going to watch the debate tomorrow together. Yeah, we're going to be up late, so I'm going to make sure I get some rest. I'm going to maybe get some sleep, maybe go to bed early a little bit, huh? But actually, it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. Yes, let's watch it. So that'll be 9 p.m. Eastern time, so 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll start streaming probably before that. And we'll watch the debate. Knit debate stream. Let's watch it tomorrow, folks. Don't be there. I'll be live before 6 p.m., I think. But then 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time is the slated time for the debate. So we'll watch it together, folks. Get some commentary and anything you guys want to talk about. 2 a.m. in the UK. Oh, I love the UK. I'm a UK. No, but I do appreciate everybody watching me overseas. That's amazing that I even have viewers so far away. Falconing, what's up? We'll watch it tomorrow, 2 a.m. for you, sir. Or, sorry, I'm not doxing you. I don't even know. And that'll be that. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it goes down. What a mess. Incredible. You know, they keep going after Kamala's dad. Who else was it? Where was it? I think this was something I didn't get into on Friday. Where did I put it?
Black people hate on immigrants because black.
I think this is something I meant to get into on Friday.
Oh no, but the immigrants got
we
the reason to
everything
hate
y'all
on us.
are in there, son. Let me tell you something. You get them signs down. Anytime that ordinary Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar
They sit up
Lopez.
here and talk
Lopez.
about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in that community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the poles. We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told...
Sorry, I didn't mean to play. Chicago, you know, they're mad about the immigrants there too. I think the reason I was going to get into this on Friday was all the commentary that you're seeing here in the comments and stuff. It's like 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. It's all these firebrand conservatives, and they're like, they love this line. They love this Marxist dad line. And I already handled this topic, I guess, but this Marxist dad line, they say, oh, you know, she talks like a Marxist, communist Marxist, just like her dad. She probably learned that from her dad. Oh, she's a Marxist, just like her dad. It's all this dad slander, blaming the father who did not raise her, at least not totally. She was raised by her mother. Okay, her socialism, her communism, Marxism, socialism, whatever you want to call it, came from the mother and trauma and anger. It really did. And I think I laid that one clear. So it's funny to see the Marxist dads from the Republicans, and I realize the secrets of the spiritual world truly are hidden. They're totally hidden. She did not become a Marxist or a socialist from some book. She got that way because of her anger. And she adopted her worldview from the fears and anger of her mother and the women around her. She'd see them get abused. She'd see how her single mother, after this mother, remember this mother, took the children from the Marxist dad, Kamala's Marxist dad, ran off to California. He did not like that. He was very unhappy with that. He talks about how the courts kept him from his own children because for some reason they just think a father is unfit. That doesn't sound Marxist. That sounds pretty based. And so she became that way because of her anger and because of her mother. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah. And the way she saw the women around her get abused, and she felt bad for them. So she became a lawyer. That's why she became a lawyer, to defend. And where did that motivation to defend come from? It was set in motion because she adopted the views and fears of the women around her. And then she felt bad. She got shocked. And in her shock, there was a foothold for the devil. And the devil convinced her that the problems of the world, the problems that people are going through, are the fault of others. It's the fault that the hell that they are experiencing is coming outwardly to them because of history, culture, racism, slavery, inequality. And the devil convinced her, and this is the story of all people, the devil convinced her in the mind and through emotions that hell does not come from within. But yeah, can we not, with the dad slander, hate report, the hate report with a super chat here? Come on. Oh, he's a Marxist dad. I mean, that's probably true. I mean, I think he's quite open about that. I don't know if he calls it Marxism, but come on. That's such a well-kept secret. It's so interesting. I feel like there's only so few talking about it. Jesse tried telling us. Jesse's been trying to tell us. Yeah, Kamala Harris's worldview came from anger and adopting the fears of her mother and the women around her. I'm telling you that right now. So yeah, can we not with the dad slander? Please. Quit it. Quit it with the dad slander. caller, your name and where you calling from?
Oh, hey, it's Terry from Oregon.
What's up, Terry? Welcome.
Oh, I love what you're talking about. Can we gossip about the Harris family?
Gossip. Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, juicy gossip about the Harris family. Okay, what do you really know about her father and her relationship? I mean, a lot of what you're saying
Really
about
not
it
much.
is true, but
What'd you say?
yeah, this stuff is fascinating to me. Just because
honestly don't. Let me just be clear though. I honestly know very little. I saw one Daily Mail article that mentioned the father not going to the White House ever, and then in that same article revealed how the father, in his own writings, spoke about Shamayala, whatever, Shamayala Gupta, whatever, the mother that he married and had a child with, that he made Kamala with, and then how that went bad, how the contempt in the home, the eventual separation, and then how the mother took the kids off to California and how he was not. That's all I know. I'm not really that interested in looking at people's lives like that.
I think when they divorced, she moved to Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she lived in Canada she spent some of her formative years there. So that might, I think, influence her politics a little bit, honestly.
What, Canada?
Yeah, you know how liberals are in Canada.
Yeah, that's true. Even the conservatives the conservatives in Canada are the Democrats here in America.
Yeah, like it's the just run-of-the-mill nice liberal people. So yeah. So I think that might have influenced her a bit. But yeah, regarding her father, here's just what I know. He is a Marxist economist.
Mm-hmm.
So he was involved in like the New Left. Their parents or her parents met. At that time they were politically involved, both of them, and then obviously they had differences and separated. But the father is estranged from her. Like they don't talk. He has denounced her in many ways. And I mean, it's just kind of interesting because most of the Marxists I know or that I still keep in contact with, the like hard leftists, really dislike Kamala Harris.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's
yeah. Expand on that. That's a little interesting.
Like the ones who are really like nerdy about it, not like the fringe liberals, but I mean people who call themselves Marxists.
Oh, okay.
Who are, like,
they've read Marx.
Way indoctrinated. Yeah.
They've read Marx. They say the means of production must go to the people.
To the proletariat.
My bad.
Not to the people. You can't just give anyone the means of production.
That is funny. Now, who decides who the proletariat is?
Well. Do we need to get into that conversation?
No. We could do that later if we have time. You were saying something? Because I probably said something ridiculous.
I don't think I was saying.
statements.
I mean, we're gossiping about people's family business. Really, it's kind of silly. And then I was getting into, oh yeah, I mean, a lot of the Marxists I know are just hard leftists. They don't like her kind of role as what they view as a cop.
Wow.
So her career as a DA, and they don't like her record of, just how she behaved when she was in that role in California. I don't know much about it. I can't really, pull up details of specific cases, but there was like a case where there was new evidence found for somebody who was facing the death penalty, and she ignored it. So luckily it didn't, there was something that happened where this person was, got a retrial essentially, but there was kind of like mismanagement and, really impacting people's lives. So I don't know.
You gotta wonder.
Maybe I shouldn't even be getting into this. What if she wins presidency and then
gulags?
We're all come for because we're talking about this.
Well, all of our faces are already in a huge database. They got, who was this company? This company. What was it? I think Clearview AI. They they have like 10 billion faces in their database of facial recognition. A lot of them American, just so you know. So you're on a list, Terry.
I'm on many lists, I'm sure.
But I was going to ask.
Small and large.
Don't wear it as a badge, even though I'm doing that too. I disavow.
It's not. Yeah, it's not about. It's just reality.
It's not cute. This is a.
It's a little cute.
I was going to ask you. What was I just going to ask you? Marxist dad.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Oh, freak.
You wanted to talk about the means of production and who gets them, and what the proletariat is defined as.
No, I was going to ask you something else, but actually, can you tell us? Are you able to tell us real quick what the proletariat is, and if I made a ridiculous statement?
Basically, anybody who's in a position where they sell their labor.
Oh.
So if you are in the position in your employment, however you make your money, and you're selling your labor to somebody else, you're proletariat.
So the Haitians?
No, they would be lumpen proletariat at this point.
Right. So the Haitians?
Even if they're, no. Lumpen proletariat's different. Those are kind of people who are...
Oh, that's an actual... I thought you were saying that... No, that's an actual distinction. You're saying a lumped-in proletariat? That's like a...
No, lumpen. Lumpen.
Oh, wow.
L-U-M-P-E-N.
Explain, please.
Term.
I didn't know this was a thing.
So those
I thought you said they're lumped in with the proletariat. Okay, lumpen proletariat. Go ahead.
Okay, so those are like the dregs of society. Right now, you would see like the homeless, the drug addicted, drug dealers or criminal elements, people engaged in like organized crime, people who kind of are parasitical on the society would be classed into lumpen proletariat.
What does Marxism say that we should do with the lumpen proletariat?
Reform them or, imprison them usually is how they're dealt with.
Oh.
Deal with them as any society would, if people are parasitical and causing damage to society, you figure out either some way to reform and integrate them into, a decent role, or, you find some other way to deal with them.
Based? Wait, what?
That's a little based.
No. No. You want to imprison and reform the lumpen proletariat. I want to enslave them for their betterment. We are not the same.
I didn't say I wanted to do anything.
Oh yeah, that's true. You didn't. I'm talking to Marxists now, not you. You want to...
Right, yeah. I don't necessarily
my
know
bad.
what to do with these people. I'm
not even trying to do that to you. If I was trying to do that to you, I would want to do that like actively, not by accident. So, but yeah, the Marxists, you guys want to imprison and reform the lumpen proletariat. I want to enslave them for their betterment. We're not the same. Or is that the same thing?
Well, is there much difference between going to prison and being a slave?
Depends on who you ask. Depends on what prison. Hey, yeah, true.
There's often work involved.
True. There's
religion
and rehabilitation. Betterment of some sort.
And also brutality and fear and
even that. By George, you got it all.
Yeah.
Terry.
Maybe we're all really the same underneath.
Wouldn't that be an amazing turn of events? Wouldn't that be a rich conclusion? Damn,
but yeah,
Terry.
I agree.
People calling you a communist, you sounded like a Christian all of a sudden.
Sorry, I went off. I was thinking, I just wanted to bring back up the father thing.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
People really... I feel it's unfortunate because I think he's kind of spoken out about his differences with his daughter. And
right, I heard he didn't like the Jamaicans smoke pot comment, according to Hake here in a super chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he didn't like that.
Yeah, well, I think it's sad that, there's so much emphasis, and I guess that's been the topic today, on, blaming the parents for what the child chooses to do. I mean, honestly, that generation, the old boomers, a lot of them were involved in stuff, you know?
Involved in stuff, what do you mean?
Look in your own family tree and find you had new leftists or like people who were involved in like weird social movements of the
Black
time.
Panthers,
And the youth,
all sorts of
yeah,
stuff.
the youth culture was crazy. A lot of people got caught up or wrapped up in things. So, I mean, like, I don't know.
No, I think I know what you mean, right?
You might have
this is a pejorative, right? No, I can think of some, and this is probably ignorant, but what I'm getting at is like, the hippies, and they were against war. I mean, a whole bunch of them got into, not even just the hippies, but I'm just using language to communicate. Yeah, I know what you're getting at, right? They were against the wars, and a bunch of them were like radical stuff too. Terry, last thing here. Out of going to Canada, her father or the influence of her mother and the women around her, what do you think were the biggest factors in Kamala's like worldview and thinking?
What do I think, like, from her life? What
was more impactful? Living in Canada,
like what trauma?
Well, I'll put it like this: what was the most impactful thing, in your opinion, that made Kamala into who she is today? Her father, the Marxist dad economy stuff, living in Canada, or being raised by her mother?
I think it was probably the dissolution of her family unit.
Deep. Why do you think that?
When her parents divorced.
Yeah.
Because that builds an identity where somebody doesn't have any trust. So they're going to always be suspicious of everyone they meet, which is great for somebody who gets involved in like the policing. You kind of need to be suspicious. So I think in some ways,
Kamala, yeah.
Yeah, and she is kind of like, I don't know, one thing about her, she knows how to like scare people and manipulate them like hard. Like she's ruthless in that way.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, like so I'll give her and how the hell is she even in the position she is so quickly, like in her career? You know
Ruthless.
what I mean? Like yeah.
You gotta be ruthless.
So,
I think you're right on this. I think
no,
I've seen this ruthless streak in her.
Nice about her, but it's not really
No.
nice.
I've seen this ruthless streak in her, especially when she talks just about like the sins of America, what's got to change. That's what she means by when she says we're unburdened by the things of what was, and she's basically saying, your time is over, white people, America, it's over. That's what she's saying. It's over, and now this is happening. She's pretty ruthless.
That's one way to interpret it, I guess. I think that's how people hear it, too. Because she doesn't make any, effort to not sound that way.
Yeah. Amazing.
But I think, when the family splits apart, that's the beginning of all of it. And,
So true.
She has that whole, like raised by a single mom kind of vibe. And we're seeing like they're all kind of into the same thing, I guess.
So what's wrong with the leftists now that they are like, they're like, oh, I don't like her being a DA, but they're being served their like Marxist, socialist, like queen. And they're not that I'm unhappy about that, but I'm just seeing the how blind people are, I guess. I mean, they're being served their queen, and they're like, ew, she was a DA?
Okay, well, no, the thing is, for those people, the primary thing they're concerned about is class.
Oh.
They're concerned with, like, the class element. Race doesn't affect, like, they're not the kind of people who pay much attention to race. I mean, they may a little bit. They may see disparities, but that's not their main issue. So, like, for those kind of leftists, their main target is the class system. So they're trying to break down the economic differences between people. So they see somebody like her as some kind of, like, token, that's paying lip service to women's emancipation and, racial, whatever. Not harmony, but like justice or something. They see that as like most, and I think that's how they
she's
saw
a token
Obama too, or like
That's
yeah, they're
fun.
just tokens.
And that's coming from the leftists?
ruling class to make the normal people feel like they're represented.
It's kind of a base take too.
Am I red pilling you right now?
No. You can't red pill the other way. That's impossible. You don't red pill the other direction.
Is it the other way, though?
Nobody gets red pilled the other direction. That's impossible.
But I don't know. Yeah, I think
that literally never happens. Have you noticed that nobody gets red pilled in the other direction?
No, I don't notice that. No, I've seen people get involved in like a lot of leftist or what would be like a Marxist kind of organization because of their class interest.
Right. But then, if they get red pilled, they go away from that. Even like that. Have Carolyn Borisenko?
No.
She's like a leftist, pretty open, like Marxist, like very leftist journalist who has kind of become red pilled as of late, if you can call it that. And the red pilling has had a calming effect on all those things. I've never seen someone get red pilled the other way.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
But anyways, Terry.
I agree.
We spend much time here. Last thing you want to say before we move the wheels?
The other way. No, I've said enough.
Thank you, Terry. Call me again.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Caller, real quick, because you were holding, your name and where you calling from?
Maze.
Maze. How you doing, Maze?
I'm doing just fine. I just wish people would just tell the truth and stop putting walls and obstacles in the way about why they don't want Kamala to be the president.
And why is that?
And it's a shame that you just feel that way and want to talk about her father and everything else.
I'm defending her father.
What?
I'm defending her
It
father.
has nothing to do with that lady running for president. She was VP. She was good enough to be the vice president, and some people don't like it and are afraid. How many men have we had to be president? Nobody cared. And has she
every single
law?
one of them.
Is she a criminal? No, she's not.
Is Kamala Harris a criminal?
Is she a criminal?
Well, who's calling her a criminal? Wait, one thing at a time. One thing at a time, Megs.
Okay.
I'm not as experienced as these other fellas, and I feel like I'm already got two hands tied behind my back, and you've already punched me 3 times.
But no, I want people to just tell the truth. They're afraid because she's she's a person of color, and they don't like it because they never had to face and look at anything like this before. And then that mess with the criminal, they want to. I mean, it's like I say, being a woman come before my country. No, it don't. I'd rather have my country than Some
but do some of these.
They need to stop thinking and know.
But let's say I accept some of what you're saying, that people out there they just don't want to see a black woman. They just don't want to see a black woman. They're just
they don't.
And I don't know who you're talking about and what comments are coming from, but let's just assume for a moment that you're talking about a real person.
Yeah. I'm asking you what's wrong with it.
Let me ask you. Well, hold on. Do some of these alleged so-called racists, or what you didn't call them racist, but these people who do not like her skin color and all that,
no, they don't.
They have some good points? Do they have some good points?
No.
No?
They don't have any points. They thinking. When you're thinking, you should know. Say, I know this.
Because let's say they say, I don't want a black woman president. Do they have any other reasons in addition to that?
That's the only reason.
Really? Come on.
Yeah.
They have more than one.
That's the ones that you.
Let's say this is true, and they're saying, I don't want a black woman president. These people, they have more than one criticism. Maze, they don't have, that's not their only criticism. Come on.
No, they just tell the truth.
All right, how about, you said she was
we are people of color. We voted for people that don't look like us, put them in office. How many presidents have we seen except 2?
What's that mean? What's the point with that?
There's something wrong with the people that's thinking that
Are you saying, Maze, that because...
You can't be president.
Are you saying, Maze, that because every president has been either a man or... Well, now we can't...
All of them have been men.
I know, but are you saying that for that reason there must be a woman president?
No, that's not what I said. I said, what's wrong with her being president besides her color? Besides her being a person of color. And if they should tell the truth, why don't you just come and say, I don't like Kamala Harris because she's a person of color, and I don't want no person of color to be president over this country. Point blank. And the truth
who are you talking about? Are you talking to me right now? I didn't say that.
I didn't say you.
I'll say it right now, though.
You said some of them free, the ones that you hear like coming up about her father, this and that, and a whole lot of stuff, but she haven't broken any laws. She's been
Okay, fine. She hasn't broken laws, but let's go one at a time. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. You said she was a good VP. One thing at a time. You said she was, okay, fine. I just wanted to make it clear that you weren't just wanting a woman president because there were so many men. No, right? Because that's a ridiculous statement, right? Just because, and why, Maze?
Because it makes no sense.
Right, because it's like we need a president. We don't don't need just someone up there because there were so many men.
No, we don't need somebody that's gonna broke the law.
No, we need someone who's gonna do the job correctly, right?
Who's gonna do the job correct? How?
Hey, wait, before we get to that, Maze, I just want to make sure we're in agreement here because I think we both agree. I don't want a president just because he's a man or just because he's a woman. Well, just because she's a woman, right? I want someone who does the job well. Fine, we can agree on that, right? And you agree that I just wanted to make sure that's not what you were thinking.
Yes, I'm saying people using excuses though.
And you know what? To further your point, you said she was a great VP, and that means that tells me you think that she'd be great for the job, and not just because it's not just because she's a woman. You're saying she'd be great for the job because she was a great VP.
She was good enough to be VP. She can be good enough to be president.
All right, Maze. So what made her such a good VP? Could you tell me?
Did she mess up anything while she was doing her job?
Maze, I'm giving you the. Don't let me go first because then you're gonna have no response because I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of stuff.
Whatever way it
so
goes.
let me give you another chance here before if you let me go first, I'm gonna give you all the things she ruined. But let me let you go first. You said she's a great VP, meaning she's great for the job. What did she do? What did she do as a VP that's so great? Go ahead.
What did she do as VP so great? She ran with Joe Biden and she won.
No. But after she won,
she's running for president now, and if she wins, she'll have the opportunity to use the pen. She couldn't use the pen. She was VP.
Would you say that?
She was training behind Joe.
Wait, hold on.
Just like Mike Pence.
I'm hearing you, Maze. You're saying that she was good enough to get in, but what about after she got in?
Well, after she
got in, what did she do?
You tell me. After the first 2 years belonged to the president.
I'm asking you. You told me she was a great VP. What made her such a good VP?
She wasn't breaking no laws, and she wasn't hanging around with criminals, and she wasn't trying to do nothing to harm the country.
You're deflecting.
What did she do to try to harm this country?
You're deflecting. What did Kamala Harris do that was great as a VP?
She voted with the Congress because she was the person to break the tie. And then the Congress was the ones that make the laws, don't they? If you know the three branches of government.
But that's just.
But she couldn't sign nothing because she was not the president. Joe Biden was.
No, but Maze, that is just a feature of our American system.
No, that's not a feature. That is the truth.
No. That's just a feature of our American system. That's how that works. That's how that
works
when you
have.
That's how that works when you have like an even number of seats, and then you have the vice president to break the tie.
Yeah, she breaks the tie.
But what I'm asking specifically, how did she break the tie, and in other ways, what did she do that was so good as a VP?
Her job. Like I say, she didn't go behind Biden bike and try to do nothing behind his back. She was doing her job that she was sitting there for.
And what job did she do?
Just like Mike Pence was.
What aspect of this job did she do so well? Can you name one thing?
All of it. Because the border thing had nothing to do with her.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up the border.
The person that stopped the Congress from doing it was not her.
Excuse me?
The president that stopped the law from being passed for the border, it was not her.
Well, so what president? What president was it?
If it would have been attached, she could have.
Wait. So what president was it? If she was vice president, are you saying it was Joe Biden?
What do the vice president do?
No. I'm asking you. You saying it wasn't the president who stopped the border thing?
No.
So then who was it?
Border thing. The Speaker of the House. They wouldn't do it. So if that's what you're trying to go after, and then all of the things that you hear is just excuses.
Kamala,
you know it, Nick. So y'all need to get rid of y'all excuses. Those that want to use that for.
No, it's not an excuse. Maze, come on. Maze. She was the border czar. She was in charge of the border. She's part of she's vice president to the president of the administration, whose job it is to protect the border. You knew that, right?
No, it's not her job to protect the border.
Oh, you didn't know
where
that?
You got that one from?
Wait, hold on. She's vice president to the president. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. She's vice president to the president, right? What's the president's job? The president is the head of the military, and it's their job. No, it's the president.
Passed by the Congress.
Hold on, Maze. The president's job. I'm trying to tell you what the president's job is, and the president.
I just told you.
I'm telling you right now. It seems like you don't know that the president's job is to protect the border. Did you know that?
No, it's not.
You didn't know that then is what you're telling me.
Well, then what president protected it?
No, I'm asking you. If you knew the president's. Did you know the president's job is to protect the border?
I said you tell me what they did.
As commander of the military, they are in charge of keeping the nation safe, including the border. You knew that, right?
Really?
Yes, really.
Now you answer my question.
No,
Tell me.
I'm about to answer your question, but I'm just a little shocked you didn't know this. You didn't know this? Well, now you do.
You don't either.
Now you do. And so if the president's job is to protect the border, what do you think their vice president, the person second in command, is? They're not supposed to protect the border? The vice president has to help in this same mission.
I'm saying, Nick, stop confusing yourself. I'm saying the
I'll answer your question.
Mad because Kamala don't look like them, and they think that nobody can be president but them, and somebody looking like them. That's who they think. So why don't they just go on and tell the truth and stop? I want MSNBC, I want CBS, and I want Fox and Newsmax and all of those people to go on and tell the truth, because that's what's bothering them. It's nothing else.
That's what you say. Even though they,
that's what I say. I'm saying I think. I'm not thinking. I'm telling you.
But see, this is what's so messed up about.
I say no, we don't want her to be president.
It's so messed up about what you're saying because
they can get ready and get dressed up for it.
What's messed up about what you're saying is that you can't quite prove what you're saying. This is what's messed up about what you're saying is because you can't quite prove what you're saying. Maybe you can point.
I can't prove because the one that just finished talking to you just said it.
No, hold on.
You're
talking about. Well, hold on, Maze. You're talking about a caller, but you just said that all the people on Fox. Remember, you just got finished saying all the people
Fox,
on Fox,
MSNBC,
all of them, and they only care about one thing. You're saying you're alleging that all those people you just mentioned. You're saying that all these people you just mentioned, what they really care about is that she's black. So and allow me to explain what's so crazy about that is because you can't quite prove that, and you can't quite disprove that. So,
really?
So what
and
the public?
So wait,
no, wait, hold on. You get your another thing. Don't worry. And so what happens is the public will hear that, and because there's this gray area, evil people will hear that and go like, yeah, well, I bet you that is true, and discount completely what these Fox, MSNBC people are saying. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that's a little rude? Wouldn't that be kind of messed up? Maze, wouldn't that be kind of messed up if you told me?
No, it'd be kind of right if you just said the truth.
No, Maze. If you told me if you told me like some kind of fact or some kind of point about Kamala Harris, and I ignored that and just said, well, no, she's just racist or something. Wouldn't that be kind of like I'm talking to you, Maze, and I ignore that point completely and assume what you really mean?
No, you're not supposed to be assuming. I said tell the truth.
Right? You shouldn't be assuming.
You got the lips, and they call your show every day. They ain't got to do nothing but tell you that's what it is. It's nothing else.
Who just assumed about what people are saying?
No, I'm not saying. I was listening to the person that was talking to you just a few minutes ago.
Okay. Let's talk about that.
What does her father got to do with this? Her father was not there, and he left, and she made something of herself. You should be proud of her going to school, finishing her degree, and doing something instead of having to be stuck with the system or either having a contract to try to use the government for welfare. That way, she went and did her job. But no, you ain't gonna look at it that way. Oh, we can't have her. We can't have her. You better get ready for it.
Is that me? Is that an impression of me?
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying these people that have.
I would be honored if you did an impression of me.
They would be honored to tell the truth in the name of Jesus. And they pretend that
you got me on that one, Maze. But I would be honored to have an impression of me by you. But listen, Maze. Listen, Maze. I just forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Maze. Do you believe that your family has an impact on you, and sometimes even a lasting impact on you, even in your adult life, in the way you think and the way you believe?
They have an impression on me?
Just in general, to people in general.
Well, to people in general, I guess all the people that I know have an impression of me, regardless of what color they are or what they are. Yes, they have an impression of me.
No.
I am not going to hate people just because of who they are.
Right on, Maze. I appreciate that. Not what I was asking, but you're right about that. But listen.
Yes. So if you want to
does your average person, is it fair to assume that most people are influenced by their parents in some way, shape, or form? And
some are, and some are not.
But the vast majority are, right, Maze? Vast majority of people are influenced by the way they were raised. Are the vast majority are people influenced by the way they're raised, Maze?
Some are and some are not.
Are people influenced by the way they're raised?
No.
They're not?
No, not all people.
Is it no or is it not all people?
Not all people.
So some people are influenced by the way they're raised.
Yes, some are.
So then it's not ridiculous. So then it's not ridiculous that I have
And
that.
what I mean by
so
the
then,
influence-
wait, hold on, Maze. So then you can't. So then it's not ridiculous what Terry and I were talking about, and how her parents may have influenced her.
How her parents may have influence if her father wasn't there. How could he influence her and he was not there?
You're agreeing with me, Maze. You're right. I say the mother
what does her father
influenced her
got to do
more.
with this anyway?
I say the
Nothing.
mother influenced her more. You're so right, Maze. I agree.
She told you her mother influenced her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And when she's talking about her mother and the people that helped her become who she is. So I don't know when these people come up, well, we don't know nothing about her. We got to learn. You ain't got to learn nothing.
So you agree with me? They got to stop slandering the
If you
dad.
get your mind off of the media and do for yourself and think, you can see better and you won't have to think.
So you agree with me that these Republicans
You should know.
these Republicans better stop. They should stop slandering her dad because it wasn't
All
even
of them,
him.
they can they're good for slandering.
But you agree with me that they got to stop slandering the dad because he
What are
didn't
they
even raise
slandering the
her.
dad for?
Because they're saying that she turned. They're saying he turned her into a Marxist. When I'd say,
Well, really, that's what I'm saying. Does it make any sense? That's what. Do that make any sense? As you as a person,
do.
would it make any sense to you to slander her father?
All right, I'll ask you one more thing. Did you just ask me a question? Sorry, Mace.
Yes.
What was it?
Do you think it make any sense for them to slander her father?
No, her father didn't even raise her like she said.
So why are they bringing her father into the?
Because they go along with the world. It's easy to slander dads. It's a very easy thing to do. But Shyamala Gupta or whatever her mother's name is, you seen how little an Indian she looks? No way they'd ever criticize or say anything about her. You know, because the world is weak to women. That's why.
Do you think Trump's family influenced him?
Can you say that again?
Do you think Trump's family influenced him to be the way he is?
Yeah, he talks about how his father influenced him deeply.
But then what about his niece and his nephew?
What? I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't know about them? I guess you haven't heard them talking. You need to listen to what they got to say.
You're talking about Mary Trump? Are you talking about Mary Trump?
Yes, and then...
Oh, come on,
and
Maze.
his nephew.
Hate Report already laid that one to rest, and I think
And
with
they
you...
didn't like that. It wasn't laid to rest, and it's still not laid to rest.
Yes, it was. That woman was just talking mess. That woman was just wanting to attack...
In your point of view.
Wanting to attack Trump. But what did she even say that was of
Everybody in your
substance?
family like you?
What did she say that was of substance?
A whole lot of stuff. What we looking
come
at?
on. You can't even remember a single
What we
thing.
looking at? Running from evading the law?
What were you going to ask me about my
Because
family?
if you want to be a good person, you don't run to the courts to save you. You run to free yourself for being innocent. That's what you do. I ain't never seen nobody
What if you believe you're innocent? Don't you go to court?
And then you hugging it.
What if you believe you're innocent? Don't you go to court and
If I believe I'm
present
innocent,
your
I'm
case?
going to court, and I'm not going to try to stop from
Wait,
going.
you're saying if you were really innocent, you wouldn't even be in court? Is that what you're trying to say, Maze?
I'm not-
Maze,
I said I would
what
be
about
going to
all
court.
the countless innocent
That's not what I
people
said.
who
I
prove
would be
themselves
going
to be
court
innocent in
prove
court?
myself innocent. That's what I would be doing. Not running.
All
not
right.
going to judge, just wasting money to keep this from there happening, that from happening. And then again, he lied about. He said he know he lost. Now look at all these people here went to jail over saying he did not lose the election, but that came out of his mouth. I'm listening to what he say. I'm not listening to what somebody else say.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying Trump said that he lost by a hair. So if
Oh,
he knew
you're talking
he
about
lost,
the whisker?
why did he try to get Mike Pence to break the law?
The lose by a whisker comment that he did with Lex Friedman?
I'm asking you a question.
No. You said
tried to get-
Trump said that he lost by a whisker on the Lex Friedman podcast, right?
Didn't he say he lost?
You're saying that's an admittance of losing?
Did he say it?
He said he lost by a whisker.
Yeah, so if you lost by a whisker, it means you lost, right? So why did he try to get Mike Pence to break the law?
Wait, hold on, Maze.
he
But
knew he had
here's what
lost.
you don't know. Here's what you don't know.
What's that?
Here's what you don't know. See, a lot of people latched onto that comment.
No, I didn't.
Hold
let
on,
them-
Maze. Hold on, Maze. A lot of
Okay.
people heard that comment and they're like, and a lot of people have been wondering, like, wait, is Trump saying he basically lost? So then why the heck did people go to the Capitol? Why are there people in jail? Like, what the heck is even... And Maze as well, she latched right onto that comment. And I heard it and I was like, maybe this is cope, but you can lose by a whisker and still believe that there were shenanigans in the election. Now, I don't think I'm coping anymore, folks. Maze, here's some information for you. Hold on.
Okay.
Soon after this comment, he's all over Truth Social. Where is it? I put it somewhere. He's all over Truth Social, and I want to read it to you, telling the world what he's been saying, that it was shenanigans. Here he is. Cease and desist. I, together with many of attorneys and legal scholars, he posted this on X. Actually,
he posted that on X. What that supposed to mean?
Hold on, Maze. You said he believes there was no.
I didn't say he lost. He said it.
You can lose by a whisker and still believe that there were shenanigans. Why, Maze? Have you heard of the margin? Have you heard of?
I don't want to mind no margin of error.
Have you? No. Hold on. Have you heard of too big to rig, for example?
Really?
Here's the thinking. Hold on.
He went on about his business.
Maze, you need to understand the thinking behind this a little bit, and then we got to end because we're way over time. I didn't realize we spent this much time.
But I have one more question for you.
And I want you to ask me that question, but you got to understand this real quick. You can lose by a whisker and still believe that there were shenanigans. Here's what I mean. When there's shenanigans, When there's shenanigans, you still can beat the shenanigans by having enough votes. You understand what I'm saying there?
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes total sense. Here's what happens. There's
Al Gore law about
no. Because the assumption because the assumption here is
why did he go on about his
but I'm
business?
talking, Maze. Hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The assumption here is that the people claiming there were shenanigans think that they're saying that these Democrats or whoever have complete control of the elections. That's not what they're saying. The people claiming there are shenanigans are saying that parts of the process are corrupt. And so you need a substantial amount of votes to outdo the shenanigans. So you can still lose by a whisker and believe that there were shenanigans. And in fact, September 7th, Trump made that quite clear. Saying what he's been saying. Saying what he's been saying about it being shenanigans in the 2020 election and how he truly won and all that. So that's not fair, Maze. You can't say that about Trump.
So I say if you
he's
say
making
you
it quite
lost
clear right here. Go ahead.
Nigga, if you told me you lost your wallet, I'm gonna help you find it. And keep on digging until you find it. And you lost your wallet, and then you found it, and then it's like you got your wallet because you found it. And then I'm saying Al Gore lost by a Chang and Chad, but did he do all of this for 4 years? Al went on about his business. He didn't go no 4 years, and he ain't tried to start no mess with nobody and keep up no racket about it.
What are you talking about? He's doing it right here, September 7th. He's talking about the shenanigans.
I'm saying,
he says, check it out. And you know what he says? Let me make this clear. When I win, this is what he wrote. Take this in. When I win, those people that cheated will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences so that this depravity of justice does not happen again. Now the jury's out if that will really happen. Fine, I can agree with that. But you cannot say that Trump has been going back on anything. He's quite clear in this post.
I am saying the words that I heard come out of his mouth. He said he lost. A loss is a loss. And then
you you're totally missing it. You're saying
you're missing it. You just don't want to accept it.
We're not going to rehash it again, Maze.
No,
you're going to have to rewind the tape and watch it again and educate yourself. Go ahead. You had a question for me.
Educate yourself.
No. You have to educate yourself.
As I said, Nick, let me get back to my other. So if it's
you
so
said you
bad,
had one question
how
for
are they
me.
trying to stop these people from voting?
If it's what's so bad is what's so bad? Wait, if what's so bad? If what's so bad?
If the election is going to be so close or so for him, why are they messing with the ballot box?
Who is?
The different states messing with the ballot box.
Yeah, are they messing with the ballot box?
Georgia, everywhere there's a Republican governor, they messing with the ballot box. Why don't they just let the people
In
run
what
the vote?
way? I'm not aware of this story. Can you explain it to me a little bit?
Where you been?
Well, I don't know what you mean. I mean, there's a number of things I'm thinking of right now.
Well, and my last one to you.
Do you want me to play guess? I don't want to play guess, Maze. We don't have the time for that. Can you tell me?
I'm asking you my last question. Do you think race before country? Or which one do you think? Country before race?
What are you asking me? Do I think race before country?
Yes.
In terms of what? Before what, though?
Do you love your country more than you do your race?
What? What, duh?
No, that's not duh. Know that. Not think that.
What's my race, Maze? I don't even have one.
Huh?
What's my race, Maze? I don't even have one.
I don't know. I don't know what you consider
I'm an
yourself.
anchor baby.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that.
Anchor baby is not.
No, I don't love my race more. I don't love a race more than a country.
Do you think your color?
I mean,
before country.
No, but I mean, can you really? No, Maze. I'll say no to that. But can you really? They're kind of like very closely related, though.
No, they're not.
They're kind of you can't really separate them.
Really?
Absolutely. Like, for example, America is a white country.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In your mind.
No, in reality.
If you're gonna say that, that's why.
So no, I'll answer your question clearly. I don't think a race is more important than America. Let's say I'm going to be a politician tomorrow, or let's say I'm voting tomorrow. I'm not going to vote race over country. It has to be for the country, and it has to be what's best for the country.
Because the country has laws.
That
Your
being
race
said,
has laws.
I mean,
don't you know
country
that?
and color are kind of very closely related. I don't think you can really separate
Not
them. Maze.
related at all.
They're kind of totally related. You kind of can't separate them.
So I say to those, this debate tomorrow is not going to be about nothing. Just like the last one wasn't about nothing.
You might be right about
Nothing
that.
to do. If they're not focusing on the country, they
Do
don't
you want to watch it together?
Tell me what you're going to do for this country, and the other one need to tell you what they're going to do too.
Do you want to watch it
That's
together?
the only two things you need to see. No, I'm not watching it.
You don't want to watch it with us?
Watching what?
You want to watch it together?
I don't have the media here telling me what to do.
Fair enough, Maze. I
You want me
respect
to watch
that.
it? No, I'm not watching it.
Would you watch a movie with us sometime?
Watch a movie? I don't do movies.
That's fair. I understand, Maze.
What I need to watch a movie for?
I don't know, because it'd be fun.
What's in this movie? What you got to do?
I don't know. Maybe you can suggest a movie one night.
Huh?
I don't know. Maybe you can suggest a movie one night.
Really?
Yeah, maybe we'll watch a Maze movie recommendation as long as you watch it with us.
That's what I'm saying. What am I supposed to watch a movie, and what's supposed to happen after the movie go out?
Nothing.
I'm watching a movie looking at America, telling lies to themselves.
True.
That's the movie.
True. That is a movie. Maze, always a pleasure, Maze. Is there anything else? Anything else you want to talk about real quick before I move? I gotta go.
Yes, you do. Have a good one.
Maze, call me again, please.
Yes.
Maze never calls me. I love you, Maze. All right, y'all. Do the right thing. Be a man. I'm out, y'all. I've been here way too long. See you tomorrow. More American Anchor, baby. As we do. Take care. Oh, wait. Before I go, let me make sure we've done our homework here, done all of our housekeeping here. And in fact, we got double super chats from Hake. I mean, I already read these, actually. He said, Kamala, dad disavowed her joke about pot reinforcing Jamaican stereotype. And can we not with the dad slander, please? Thank you. Prince Epic with the double super chat back to back. Sorry, you said these earlier. I do appreciate it. It says, bring back my Christianity to meet. Bring back. Oh, I think he's saying, bring back my Christianity to me. Prince Epic says, USA plus Canada moving forward. Unite. Thank you. Uniting the North America with truth instead of dividing them with transnational trade agreements such as BRICS. Okay, folks, that's pretty much the show. That's all the support. That's all our lovely super chatters. I love our super chatters. Ohio Sentinel and Jules Verne over there on Rumble, always supporting me. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you lovely people. And D-Live, always there and supportive. All right, y'all. That's truly it from me. Take care, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.